Right. I think that's probably where the ook probably came from, but bigger players are they're already gone? It's a warm up?
They are off. We had our 3,
Okay.
2, 1 pills.
I totally missed it. Well, here we go. And I don't like the lack of red on Betty's board, but she's going to be super creative and get around that issue.
Mhm.
And Ook is past that first layer, and with this little tuck in here, he's going to get rid of that floating yellow with a nice lightning bolt. I really like Ook's board. See how he can
I
capitalize here.
Yeah, I like how it's set up at the bottom. I like what he is doing there, what he just did, dropping everything down, doing an undertuck. I really like that. Um, Betty's got a little bit more yellow on the board than I think she would like, but she's able to get
Yeah.
rid of some of that. And then she has her reds at the bottom set up for that horizontal clear. She takes that now. Very, very
She needs
nice.
blue badly, and that's how blues are going to be in this game.
Mhm.
So, but tight match, 6-6. Ook not waiting
Exactly.
for the extra piece to make a T, just goes straight for the red, down to his last two, and he's going to need 3 red pills to make that a drop. And Betty gets out of 129, Ook 137, so about 7 seconds difference here.
Which in in competitive Dr. Mario, 7 seconds is nothing.
Yeah, you're both they're both on pace. Maybe a little tiny slower than they like, but neither of those boards were great in 6. But on to
Mhm,
7. Again, Betty's got these canyons. I mean, that's the interesting thing with doing these earlier levels.
mhm,
It's dealing with the canyons.
mhm,
So no red availability, too many, death to Grand Canyons to put your trash into.
mm.
Duke really needs to take advantage here, and he has
Well,
so far.
and for all of our wrestling fans, who better than Canyon is a very old reference.
Oh lordy,
Um, yeah, Red, is in need for Ook right now. I like that tuck. I like that he's signaling that he wants to take, specifically that set of blues, all together.
yeah. Dukes are all bunched together, so even though he's behind, those are going to disappear real fast, and Betty's just going to have
Mhm,
to wait for yellow pieces and terrible drop times. She set up the first one pretty well, the second one pretty well. The third one, she's going to get about a second drop here, and the fourth to get out at a 308. Ook, let's see if he can get a little fancy here. It looks like he's going to. The cross and a drop.
mhm. And he
And
set that up so that he took the blue first because he knows that, he knows
cross
that the
by Betty.
RNG of the game does not favor blues. I love Betty setups all the time. I love the way she plays. Um, it reminds me of, sometimes of the way I play at the end of a match, except I play a lot worse than Betty does. But
Wow.
it's a very like, "Oh, let's see if this works. Okay, this worked. Great." I
Yeah, she
love her experimentation with the game.
yeah, she's really focusing on the versus game, which means combo heavy, but
Mhm,
speed is also a critical component, and she got her personal best this month. So she is on a tear
mhm.
and leading this round one here. Although, as I say that, I look at the virus count and they're identical now. So Ook has come all the way back, and I do like the compact nature of his virus
Ooh.
placements. So, I try to be
Mhm.
analytical and strike out again, but that's all right. These players are making up for it. People are here to see the players, not listen to me babble on about them. And
You're still calling it better than Angel Hernandez.
oh, hey, life goals.
It There's a baseball reference for you guys.
There we
I'm
go.
full of all of the references.
And Ook. Now just needing all red. Red is the most common pill in the game. And the fortunate red burst to finish it out.
Woo!
He's in the lead now, 505. Betty needing one more pill, setting up Fancy. He's going to drop this in and take out the last two, 508. 3-second difference going into the end here, level 9. Let's get
Yes.
excited, chat.
I
I like
really
Ook's board a
like
little better.
Betty's. Oh, I like Betty's board a little bit better.
Okay.
I think it's conducive to her style. I think it's very conducive to multiples. She set up that T and she didn't have any garbage after that.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
say that,
I
and then I
think it
noticed
works
that
very well for her.
that middle layer had all those doubles, and I didn't notice that at first. I was looking at the top line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the key of this game is you look at the top line first, obviously, but the advanced players, which I obviously not, have to look at the entire board and make a plan. But this is still close, 15-14. Who's gonna win this?
Ook's got this fat log set up. There we go,
Yep.
fat log.
And maybe another one down there at the bottom with those double yellows. Maybe not a fat log, but that's an obvious horizontal. It's screaming for a horizontal clear.
Mm-hmm. I
I
like
really
the way
like
he
that
took
blue
out
play,
that
but
blue.
Betty down to her last 4, but she needs all blues basically. She needs several blue pills. This one will take out an L. Oh, she's going to do the L last. That's a smart move. But Ook down to his last 4. Eddie D, one more pill. Just gets it in her 638. Great time. Ook will probably get a sub 7 on this. Nothing to sneeze at, but GG's Betty B.
Ook is gonna top out. He's just pressing down.
Yep. Give
So
Betty
first
that
crown
crown.
goes to Betty. Both players doing very, very well.
And last night at Weeklies, we were just commenting on how much faster our core group of players have gotten over the past year and a half. And, some of the times we would have got as an average go through it would have been astonishing a year and a half ago. And now
Mhm,
sub 7s are just expected.
mhm. Well, you can also see that in qualifiers. Um, I'd say probably this time last year, we only had maybe a couple of people who could, make it into 18, and now it's usually at least a handful of players qualifying in level 18 every single month.
A high 17 gets you to like your 10th or 7th seed, like Betty and Ook.
Mhm.
So it looks like
Whereas
we're ready there.
Whereas what our very first the very, very first monthly, we had, um, only, the 1 and 2 seeds were in 16.
Wow. And it's showing at the live tournaments as well. We're
Mhm,
getting more noticed. We're getting more walk-ups, but established players really working on their craft month after month in both speed and
mhm.
versus are kind of separating themselves from the pack. But we do
Ha ha,
invite
I see
everybody
what you
to.
did there.
Yes, I did. I don't like Ook's column 8 kind of in its own area. You really want double
Mhm.
blue to clear that off, but he might have to take a drop there. He's going to build up to it so that the drop isn't nearly as severe. Ook really wanted to complete that L, but he's going to use the red blue on the left to drop that down.
But there he goes, there's
Nicely
the
done.
L.
Ah, so satisfying.
And he's setting up for that underclear, he'll need another, red, yellow. There it is, and there's the underclear.
And Betty down to her last 4, but they're spread out, and she's going to go ahead and take the drop there in column 3, about 3 seconds. Fortunate double blue there. She's going to be about out at a 1. No, give her the red. Give her the red. 121, and Ook also needing all reds.
I've made this pun before and I'll make it again. Ooks all reds.
There he is. 130 is like, man, he gets the red burst to clear him out, though. I mean, that was very fortunate. I could have struggled for a while. Look at this, what Betty's
I
fixing to
want
do here.
it! Yes!
Yes.
Gigantic. Yes.
but no reds available for Betty. That might slow her down. This is Ook's chance to catch up a bit. Ooh, I think Betty meant to tuck that in?
I think she
Or did she
did.
see a next piece and change her mind? But either way, she's got some stuff to work around, and Ook is caught up here. 22-18.
Ook has nothing on the right side of his board
Yep.
at all. So
If he can
that
use
is
every
not.
piece, yeah,
That is
yeah,
we like seeing that. We don't like the canyons, but seeing something like this, like what Ook has, is not bad. Because if he gets some really bad RNG, he can just trash it over on the right side of his board and not have to worry about it.
look, tied up 6-8.
Betty not needing any yellow aside from getting rid of that garbage, and every piece having part. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say every piece having part yellow. Please don't do that.
So Betty has two options to clear out, so she decides to take the vertical option. She's got a 303, 307. So we're pretty much tied going into level 8. Another exciting close game here. That's what you'd expect from your 7-10 matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I like the shelves available for Betty. You always want the short stack, which I believe what Saros was asking earlier for the double vertical. I think that's a short stack, right?
A short stack is a very specific way of clearing it. It has to be um the three pills have to come one right after the other.
Oh, I just thought the
Um
completion was the
and
short
you
stack. I didn't
cannot
realize
and you
the whole
cannot
setup.
rotate them. That is the definition from Sarah Sparkle.
Got it. She's from the Pacific Northwest. She knows her pancakes. Okay, dumb joke. Away 404 into the game, 17-11. So Betty's taken a very slight lead. But I don't like having this is a tendency in Dr. Mario is to kind of have to build the edges down, and you have to
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice that drop time. She's taken out column 8, but now column 1. Really, the red blue is the only real practical solution, and she's not using them for the left side. She's going to hold that out to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, she nearly
Yeah, whew!
misplaced that one.
I
I think
like
she
how she
greased up
set
those
up.
pieces early.
I do like how she's set up in column 3. Take that Lotus clear.
And Ook, two blues, is going to be out, and Betty's going to be out at a 453 into 9. Ook's out at a 459 into 9. Here we go. Close game again.
This entire one has been very close. This is very exciting.
Oh, man.
I love seeing this level of play. Um, I from two of our volunteers. Both of them do commentary. Ook is on our executive staff. Um, it's wonderful to see. I like what Betty's setting up because it's something
Oh,
I
there
would
it is.
do.
Yeah, Ook is just not getting the pills. They're just not agreeing with them so far. He's fallen behind by 10 viruses. But there are setups that can happen here.
Hmm.
I gotta say, I like Betty's board's a bit cleaner right now. She can even take some drop time right now and it not hurt too much. Decides not to. She waited to fill in that gap on column 7 to make the drop time for this move just that much shorter. I mean, it's those little details that matter at championship play.
Hmm.
Every pill segment drop matters. And what a tremendous clear there from Betty. She's down to her last 7, but she's a little indecisive right now how to get this end game. Ook's at 13 to go, but he seems to have a little bit of a clearer path. But again, only one blue virus for Ook. Betty down to her last 4. Not an obvious play, though, with these last 3, Larva. I don't know how this is going to play out.
I think she wants to. Oh, there we go.
All right. Now she's clear. One more. Yellow will do it. And another sub 7, 644 Betty B plays a G and wins that G. GG's, Betty B.